Hi, Ashley. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well today.
Awesome. So what brings you to session today?
I've been having some problems with some coworkers of mine, and just want to talk about the anxiety they give me and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. So you're having some issues with some coworkers and you're frustrated.
Yes.
Care to elaborate? Let's hear all about it.
So I no longer close. So I work at Starbucks, or unnamed coffee source. I used to close there, so it's like all the closing duties that we have to do to shut the espresso machines down for the night, and the coffee, and clean up everything from the day. So I used to do that, and but now I open, so I'm there just after, very early in the morning, and I come into very messy closes. So lots of things aren't getting done, and I'm having to do extra stuff in the mornings, and it takes away from my time, and it creates anxiety, and it creates just frustration in the morning because I'm doing duties that I shouldn't have to be doing. I should have easier opens than what I've been given, and I just am frustrated with them, and I don't know how to go about dealing with it.
Wow. Well, I totally understand. I'm sure that's a frustrating situation to be in. So describe to me, what does it look like when you open? What makes this close not good?
So people don't clean the floors anymore. I noticed that it's still dirty around the mats, and they don't sweep, and it's pretty obvious they don't mop, or they mopped too early in the day, so it got too dirty again. In our espresso machines, there's a part where you need to vacuum out the espresso beans before putting the top of it back on, else it doesn't attach properly to the machine itself, and we can't run the machine. So that's a duty that's supposed to be done at night, is to vacuum out these beans and then leave them empty and on top of our espresso machines, but they're not getting done, so that takes a lot of time in the morning, especially if I need to actually vacuum it out. I have to crawl under this part in our store to plug it in, and it wastes a lot of time when we only have a half an hour to get things ready. And those are the two big things, and then there's just been a lot of people not cleaning stuff properly or putting stuff away properly, and that's a big frustration of mine because everything is, especially in the back, everything is labeled where stuff should go, but people constantly just ignore that and put it wherever, so then you struggle to find it in the morning or even during the day. Yeah, that's a lot of, just a few minute things that are huge though in terms of helping the morning crew and easy for the night crew to do.
I understand. So when you come in to open the store, how much time do you have?
We have a half an hour from the time that we get in to open, and then you have a little bit of time in between customers as you go until at least 6 o'clock, because then it starts getting too busy.
And when you come in, you have a designated list of things that you need to work on specifically for that time frame then.
Yeah.
I understand, right?
Yeah, so there's 3 people that open. One of them's our shift supervisor, and they're going to be off in the back doing an order or getting the tills ready and stuff, so they can't really be on the floor very much. So it's up to the 2 people up front to do it. One person needs to do the pastry case and get that ready and do all the breakfast sandwiches, and then the other person needs to open the bar essentially, so that's where the espresso machines are. You're going to be prepping all the teas for the day and all the coffee that's going to be going, getting that brewing. So there's a lot of stuff to do in the morning. There's a lot of tasks, and you often don't have very many people, or you only have your 2 people essentially, and then you have a little bit of time once you're open.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like you have a lot of things that you're responsible for and things that you have to do. So then what you're telling me is you find yourself doing the extra things that weren't done, like when you were talking about vacuuming out the hopper, so you have to stop doing what you're doing to fix this.
Yeah.
before you can go back to doing.
And that could mean that
Your morning
there's
tasks.
not enough coffee ready for the morning when people come in, because you never know how much people are going to buy right away. And it's usually a lot of fresh coffee in the morning. And then it also gets you behind on if you need to make any backups of any like syrups or any inclusions. And it just means that you are struggling to do more in between customers than you should have to.
Wow. And then you said that this causes you to feel anxious.
Does, yeah, it gives me anxiety and it just frustration in general. Like, it makes my attitude, I get a worse attitude when I can't have a smooth open, so then I'm a little more frustrated throughout the day and my shift.
Wow. Have you brought this to your supervisor's attention, whoever you're opening with?
Yeah, most of my shift supervisors know my frustration because I vocalize it as I am doing it usually. I haven't sat down one-on-one with any of them because most of the time I also don't know who closed the day before. So.
And have you brought it to the store manager's attention?
Not yet, because I never see him.
All right. So how do you think you can change the situation? Because obviously getting anxious is not good for you.
Right. Yeah, I mean to maybe message my manager to like set a date to talk to him, and talk to him about, hey, I could help with training people at night so that they understand all the duties they need to do. And maybe you could talk to the shift supervisors and make sure that they're helping their team in a way that's positive and but that shows them how to get all the stuff that they need to done.
That sounds really great. I feel like talking it out is probably a great way to,
Yeah.
get to the bottom of the situation, help change. Have you thought about talking to the people that close?
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, most of them I don't ever see, so that part of it's kind of hard. And then I know some people, and I feel like most of the time I just come off as accusatory instead of like actually coming off in a way that could help them, because I feel like a lot of them, obviously some of them don't know me really, and I don't know if it's my place to critique their closes to their face, more so than to talk to a manager or shift supervisor about these are the things that aren't getting done. How can you and I help my coworkers to get them done?
I think you have a great idea. I think that the way you said that right now might not be a bad idea to kind of approach your coworkers like that. And if somebody's not cleaning, to go ahead and, not in an accusatory fashion. Or what makes you think that,
Right.
people perceive you that way?
I can be pretty assertive to some people, and even though I don't try to be mean, I definitely, my tone can come off mean, just naturally, it's just me.
Are you afraid that maybe that's why you haven't approached people, because of just how it makes you feel? You said that you get frustrated and angry.
I mean, I confronted some people when I needed to, but I think it's more just it's very frustrating, anxious in the mornings to do it, but I don't have enough energy to assert myself elsewhere to really fix it. I just kind of deal with it.
Do you feel like if you don't talk to somebody that it will just continue to be this way and you're just going to be anxious and not having...
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like I'm slowly starting to be able to let it go and ignore it more and just do it. But at the same time, yeah, I probably will still be sort of anxious. Obviously, I mean.
Do you think it would be better to talk to these people instead of the manager? Just a hypothetical, because, let's just say you talk to the manager and then all of a sudden the manager comes down. then those partners might be like, wow, why didn't she come to me? Or, oh, she's talking to the manager behind my back. Do you think that
No, I
maybe
mean-
you could just, sidestep the whole manager thing and just...
No, I mean, I don't think most of them know who I am, and I know our manager wouldn't say, this person said this about your clothes, so, it wouldn't matter too much that it's coming from him. I think it would actually be more him stepping in and realizing that there's a problem with the clothes, and, just giving him a way to help that problem.
I'm sure it wouldn't be bad to involve the manager, of course, because he is the store manager, and whatever problems are occurring, he obviously likes to be in the loop.
Yeah.
But still might not be a bad suggestion to try to approach people
Right.
nicely and just say, hey,
Well, and the problem is I don't know a lot of the people that are closing.
So how could you know who's closing?
I mean, you can look on the schedule, but I've never talked to most of them, so the first thing I'm not going to go up and say to them is, hey, your closes haven't been so great.
Yeah, that would be uncomfortable.
Yeah. So it's better if we just do it through manager or shift supervisor and talking to them, because I know most of the closing shift supervisors.
Understandable. I mean, I'm sure you could also get to know other staff members, and maybe that's kind of like an icebreaker. You could kind of get to talk to them, and then down the road just throw in, hey, it's really awesome. Glad you're part of the team. I don't know if you know this, but when you don't vacuum out the machine properly, it makes my open more challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it could, maybe.
You don't sound really excited about that option, but is it something you'd consider?
It's something I consider, yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I want things to turn around for you. I don't want you to be anxious and,
Yeah, thank you.
I have confidence in you that you're gonna
Thank you.
solve this situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.